Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We'll also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 226 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Now, this is my second year ever running. Within the first full year of running, at the age of 31, I was able to run 1,002 miles. And I did this within 175 days out of the year in 2020. So me going for 1,500 miles this year is over a 50% increase in the amount of miles as opposed to last year. And me going for 365 days this year is over a 100% increase in the amount of days as opposed to the amount of days I ran last year. Not to mention this year are all days in a row with no days off. If this wasn't a big enough challenge for myself, I decided to challenge myself to run two big major races within this time frame. One of those races being a 50K trail race. The 50K Yankee Springs Trail Race, to be exact, in Middleville, Michigan. I finished that on June 5th, 2021. I got that done in 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. So I'm officially an ultra runner. That was day 156 of my journey. I also do plan on running the Detroit Free Press Marathon. And that will be coming up here in October. And I'll be running the Motor City Challenge of that marathon, which entails me running the competitive 1 mile and the competitive 5K the day before the actual marathon. Like I said, that is coming up here in October, so we are kind of getting really ready for that race. Other than that, though, we can actually kind of talk about mileage. So mileage for the day, guys. I got out there today and put in 3.1 miles for the day, a 5K. That put me at 12.7 miles for the week, which put me at 50.4 miles for the month, which put me at 1,053.2 miles for the year. Every single year, or let's focus in on these monthly miles. I'm sorry, guys. So every single month, I challenge myself to do a 100-mile challenge for the month in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, and I also start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for that charity throughout the month. So for the first 7 months, we were able to raise money for 7 great charities. Now we're sitting here within the 8th month, the month of August, and the fundraiser for this month's 100-mile challenge is in honor of the National Psoriasis Foundation. Now, I chose this fundraiser because, one, August is Psoriasis Awareness Month, and two, psoriasis is something that I have, and I've had for a majority of my life. So it's something that actually I have dealt with. So I wanted to try to raise money and awareness for this charity this month. So if you'd like to donate money to this month's charity, you can find the link to do so on the Defining Discipline Instagram or Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram or Facebook story. Within those stories, you will find the link. You just click on it. It'll open up the Facebook page where you can make your donations. All donations that get made to this fundraiser or any fundraiser within the future go directly to this fundraiser. Facebook is not taking any portion of your donations, even though they are working as the middleman within this process. I do know times are tough, though, and not everyone is able to make donations. And if that is the case, do not feel bad or upset. If you'd still really, truly like to help out, the best thing you could do other than making a donation is just clicking that share button. Like I said before, we're trying to raise money and awareness for these charities throughout these months. And the best way to raise awareness for it is to get as many people's eyes on it as possible. And to do that, we need to get it on as many people's pages as possible. So just clicking that share button goes a long, long way. And even if you have donated, clicking that share button, like I said, it truly, truly helps out. So make sure you guys share the fundraiser this month, as well as, if you can, make sure you get your donations in for this fundraiser. one more time. It is the August monthly 100-mile challenge I started in honor of the National Psoriasis Foundation. Other than that, guys, we can quickly talk about. I've been trying to challenge myself to read 30 minutes a day, and I have failed miserably. Probably going now over a month, just because the amount of hours I had been working and the amount of hours and time I've been putting into this podcast, as well as my running. So I haven't had really much time to fit in too much reading. I do a little bit of reading on my phone, but that's not the reading I really wanted to try to add into my life. So I will try to eventually, I'm thinking in this next few weeks, I might have a little bit more time to try to get at least 30 minutes a day in of reading and get back to the book that I had started reading. Other than that, though, I have been doing a word of the day. The point of the reading and the word of the day is to try to expand my vocabulary, just to, continuously refresh my memory and just get smarter, because for a long time I quit reading and I quit trying to really challenge myself to get better. So I want to expand my vocabulary. I want to become a better speaker and all that. And the way to do that is to read as well as to speak, which I'm doing right now, and to also try to expand my vocabulary by learning new words. So I've been following along with the Merriam-Webster words of the day. So the word of the day today for August 14th is scuttlebutt. Scuttlebutt is an informal noun that refers to rumor or gossip. Seems like this is after he retired, Bob regularly stopped by the office to catch up on the latest scuttlebutt. So that was like an example. So scuttlebutt is an informal noun that refers to rumor or gossip. That is today's word of the day. Now that we got that across, and we've talked about the donations, we've talked about the monthly miles, we can kind of get into today's episode. And today's episode is going to cap off these last few episodes I've been doing. As you can tell behind me, I have power. If you've been following along, it's been 3 days. We had lost power here in Michigan. There's a real bad storm that had came through, knocked out a lot of power for everyone. We had 3 days without power, and just the amount of hours I was at work, and just the stress I had on me these past few days. It was really hard for me to get the amount of miles I really wanted to put out, and just for me to concentrate and get a good episode in and all of that. There were just a lot of outside factors that were happening within these past few days that really kind of held me up, and wasn't able to focus on this as much and just focus on my runs as much. I just had a lot of stress going on these last few days. But for that matter, today is day 226. Today's episode is number 226, and today's theme for episode 226, it is going to be restore. For a couple reasons. One, the power has been restored, and it's a great feeling, honestly. Just when the power kicked back on, it was actually supposed to kick on an hour from now. It kicked on super early in the day, so it was unexpected, and it actually just took off so much stress that I had going. And before the power actually restored, I wanted to try to run a race tomorrow, a half marathon in Ann Arbor. I had to be signed up by 4 p.m. The power didn't come on until like 5:30, but before I signed up, I didn't sign up, obviously, so I'm not going to be running the race. But I wanted to sign up. I needed to sign up before 4 p.m. I just didn't get to it. Part of me was just saying I'm not going to do it, just because I don't know when the power is going to come on. I need to wash clothes. I need to make sure I'm prepared if I want to go do this race. I got to get up super early and drive out to Ann Arbor, which is like an hour drive. I got to pick up my packet. So there's a lot of factors that made me really hold back from actually trying to go to the race, and I didn't go. Obviously, I didn't sign up, so I will not be going. I will still try to get a good day in tomorrow, maybe 8 miles, but So that was kind of a little disappointing thing because I really wanted to do the race, and the one thing that really was the deciding factor of me not doing is the fact I wouldn't have power until 11:30. I needed to wash clothes. I needed to prepare and get all my stuff together for the race tomorrow. You know, my fuel, what I'm gonna wear, my backup clothes. Like there was just a long list of things I needed to do, and without power in the house, it just seemed not very plausible. Power kicked back on, but of course, after it was too late for me to actually sign up for the race. So it is what it is. I will not be doing that race. But again, just the restoration of the power. When the power was restored, oh man, so was my hope. So was everything. I just felt a lot, not all of the weight, but a lot of the weight of the stress I've been having these last few days just kind of just really truly get lifted off my shoulders. Um, today started off actually really, really bad. Even with, the power being out already, the generator, um, it pussed out the other night. We got it fixed. This morning I woke up, some screws had fallen off of it. It was sparking. It was going a little crazy. Um, Kept stalling out. It was low on oil, so I had to go adjust that, fix that. My buddy Eric came over again and helped me fix it again and mess around with it again. And this was early in the morning. Got it all good to go. I knew I needed more gas, so I just shut it off. Said I was gonna start it back up when I got home. Got my car to go do some things. My car wouldn't start. So my battery died for some reason. Who knows why? It was just one thing after another, and I'm just thinking in my head like, I guess when it rains, it truly pours. It's just one thing, and it was a really frustrating thing. But again, coming home to restored power really restored my ambitions, my hope, my happiness. So sometimes just the littlest things happening can really truly shift your mentality. So I'm grateful, I'm thankful that the power has been restored, and so has my hope and my passion. Because honestly, it got to the point there where it seemed like doing this running and stuff just was too much. Even me taking out the amount of hours I'd been putting in, like I've really cut down on miles. I've been going from 45 miles a week to this week I'm at 12, and tomorrow's the last day of the week. So unless I go really crazy, crazy, crazy tomorrow, I'll be pushing maybe, if I do a half marathon, 25 miles. So shaved off a lot of miles, and that means shaved off a lot of running time too out there. And then, it just still seemed very, very overwhelming and just too much, on top of all the other things that have been going on within my life. And it really was devastating, really stressful, and really um, kind of broke me down because I've put so much time and effort and work into this year, and to really get discouraged, it felt very, very hopeless. But yet again, like I said, just the power being restored has also restored the hope within my journey here, and it's really restored the fact that, hey, I am 226 days into this. I am more days into this than I am out of this, and I just need to keep going. I need to push through. I need to stay strong, and I need to restore my hope and my goals. I need to get back onto it. We are almost halfway through the month, 14 days. It's 2 weeks into the month, and I'm just now 50 miles into the month. So I need to really pick up the pace. I mean, of course, if I continue to do 50 miles, we'll hit the 100-mile challenge. But when I'm on an average pumping out 125 miles a month, and then last month in July I pumped out 200 miles a month, to go down to 100 miles again. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just, I really want to get back into that feeling of really getting out there and enjoying it and looking forward to it, not really dreading it because I have so much other stress on top of what I've been trying to do. So really just want to focus in on uh, getting back out there and getting the miles done and staying, uh, keeping the task at hand, and just keep my blinders on and focusing on these goals that I'm trying to reach within this year. I do want to bring up just a quick fact, something I've been thinking about even within these past few days is last year's training. um I did good through the uh first half of the year, first 7 months of the year, and it was in August last year where I really fell off my training, where it just seemed like too much at the time, especially because there was a lot of stress that was happening last year, um with my dog that we had to put down. That actually happened in September, but all the problems started happening within August. I was having problems with DTE, ironically, which is who we were having problems with the powder outage. I was having a billing problem last year. I also had someone try to break into the house last year in August, and then my dog got sick in late August, and that's when I really fell off of my running. Last year as well, my miles went down, and there was just actually a couple weeks where I just didn't run, not at all. And then when I did run, I maybe ran 2-3 miles within that week. So um, I don't know. I'm not saying anything, not trying to correlate them together, but maybe just August in general is not my month. For 2 years in a row, these Augusts have really taken their toll on me mentally, and stress has been very built up high throughout these months of August, these past 2 years. So that's just something to keep in mind that I've been trying to, not keep in mind, but I've thought about and been thinking about. So maybe August is just not my month, but if that is the case, that gives me even more inspiration and fuel to really push through this month and to not let the month get the best of me, but for me to get the best of the month. So that's the goal I'm going to try to do, and I've restored that goal, and I've restored the hope in just running in all of this. Just I've restored my feelings and my passion, and really getting into these miles and trying to really get back into focusing on these episodes and just focusing on this journey. So for that reason, guys, I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I want to thank you so much. But for your daily discipline for episode 226 today, it is to do that, to restore those things, those passions that you've maybe lost over these past few months or maybe these past few years. You know what they are. If it's something that's truly good for you and truly benefiting you in a good way, and you've really kind of just fell off that path and you've lost it, I think today is the day to restore it. Your daily discipline is to start restoring that version of yourself. Start restoring those passions that you've lost. And the passions, again, that are good for you. You know what's good for you deep down inside, and you know what's bad for you deep down inside. You know what's contributing to the betterment of you and the betterment of the world, and what is more malevolent and actually an evil thing that you could be doing. The thing is to try to focus in on the good and try to really restore that goodness within yourself and restore those passions that, again, that you were chasing, that you have lost. Do not let the stress and all of the outside factors dictate your passion. Don't let it hammer you down and make you feel like everything is hopeless, which I had done these past few days. Your daily discipline is to really restore that passion and restore yourself into trying to attain it. So that is your daily discipline for the day, guys. Other than that, I want to thank you so much for listening and following along. This is the Defining Discipline Podcast. I am your host, Scott. If you guys can, please give the podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, and a share on our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, our TikTok, and whatever podcast streaming platform you've been listening along on. Other than that, thanks so much. I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 227. If you guys can, again, the main message of this podcast is to work on ourselves as individuals and become the best version of ourselves as possible. And that is in order to try to make not only ourselves a better place, but the world a better place in turn of doing that. So that's the overall message. And again, thank you guys so much for following along and listening. I'm going to continue every single day to try to work on myself. These last few days, the stress and frustration have gotten the best of me. But with a little bit of hope of restoration of the lights and restoring these lights and restoring my passion and restoring my own hope, I think I'm going to be on the right track again to really focus in on trying to become the best version of myself possible. So again, thank you guys so much. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 227. And until then, peace out.